the first session. Over to
Yeah,
you, Honorable
yeah.
Dr. Dilip Barrett, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah. First of all, Dr. Sudhir Nikam has very rightly pointed out that we have to reach out to rural areas, and we have to do like a capacity building of rural colleges. And it is very good to see that Lanja is located far away from Ratnagiri. It is in a rural place where there may be problems even of electricity and internet and other things, and yet they are ready to organize an event like this in form of online. This capacity building, this confidence building of all the teachers, colleges, institutions, it is very much required. So congratulations to all those people who are behind the organization to select a place which is remotely located and trying out what problems are we facing, because we all are on a very interesting learning curve. COVID-19 has given us an interesting opportunity to try to test our capacities, infrastructural capacities, our ability to communicate with remote spaces, our ability to deal with education into remote locations in different ways. And we have to grab this opportunity very positively, very optimistically. We take this opportunity and try it out to see where and how things are happening. And we know we are going to come out with better equipments, better facilities, better ways of delivering education in all these places after COVID-19, because this is actually going to give us wonderful learning lessons from where we are going to grow. So congratulations, Lanja College, for organizing this. Problems do happen. Whoever are doing the work, they normally face problems. We all are doing this almost for the first time in our lives. So anytime technical problems and other things we are going to face. So, but it is trying out is very good that they keep on persistently doing out these things. What I'm going to talk here today is about the deliverables of e-content rather than actually making of e-content. I know Dr. Jagdish Joshi is very good in making e-content. He has organized many online programs after developing e-content. So he's going to speak about that. Dr. Sachin Abade also will speak about language aspect and e-content. So what I want to concentrate here is what we are doing at our department and how we are incorporating e-content into our everyday teaching learning process. That is face-to-face teaching learning, to flipped learning, to blended learning, and what are our outcomes. That is what I want to share with everybody. I would like to share my screen to show the PowerPoint there. And at the same time, I would also like to see that I'm sharing one link. I think my PPT will be visible. I'm sharing a link in a YouTube chat also. So those who are watching on YouTube, there are a large number of people on YouTube, more than 230 people are watching on YouTube. I'm sharing one link there, which I'm going to discuss about that link later on in my PPT, but you can keep it handy. And if you have time, you can browse through some of the blogs and other things also, which I'm going to talk about in this. So I have shared in chat of YouTube that particular link. I already shared that particular link in the chat, even in the Zoom platform also. So I think those who are on Zoom, if you will just scroll about on the top part, you will come to that particular link where the things are shared also. I'm going to come to this later on in the discussion here. What I want to say is designing e-content deliverables. I'm not, as I said earlier, I'm not going to talk about designing e-content, but designing e-content deliverables. The deliverables shall be tangible, measurable, quantifiable. So when we talk of education system and what education we do, how far we can make something that is quantifiable, measurable, tangible. And then we can say, well, this e-content has this effect. And this is how learning happens there. And the contribution of students in this, that is very important thing that we keep on trying, and we are getting a very positive result of this. So that is also something that I would like to share with everybody when I say this. The basic pedagogical strategy that we adopt when we incorporate technology in our teaching is that one half, when teachers are using technology, it is one half of this full cycle. But when the students are using it, is the second half of that. So if students are not using technology and only teachers are using, we don't say that it is a proper integration of technology into teaching learning process. What students do with technology is very, very important. That is where we look at the deliverables. Are our e-content reaching out to our students or not? And what are our students doing with the e-content, and how they also become a part and parcel of working with e-content, generating also their own content, and also like being a part of the very idea about technology integration. So that is something very important that I would like to share there. Ultimately, our deliverables shall be student-centered rather than teacher-centered. That is something very significant that we have to keep in mind when we talk about designing e-content, that it should be student-centered. First of all, when we look at online education in this particular aspect, we have to first see what is online teaching and online learning. We have to see what is ERT, that is, we call it emergency remote teaching, and then we come down to e-content, quadrants, instructional design, and a case study of what we are doing. That is what I want to look at today. Now, first of all, online teaching. If we break this word into two, online and teaching, then what we find is that are we actually doing online teaching or not? That question becomes very important for us. And what we are seeing nowadays, what is happening nowadays, and the way we are preparing ourselves in this lockdown time for teaching learning is not actually online teaching, but it is ERT, that is emergency remote teaching, and it is temporary moving of in-person or hybrid courses to an online teaching format. Online teaching is very different. It has an instructional designed specifically for use in an online format. We have to think of pedagogical strategies that are required for flipped learning, blended learning, flipping the classroom, and lot many things. People who are now zooming out their classes nowadays in schools and colleges, they perhaps don't know what is blending the learning also. So that is an integral part when we look at these things here. Teaching is a very important word here. Whenever we were talking about online mode of delivering our e-content, it was learning that was at the center. It was not teaching. So people were talking about online learning. MOOC, we know what MOOCs are, massive online open courses from Swayam to Coursera to edX. People are well aware about it. Many people have already done many MOOCs also. The basic tenets of MOOC is not teaching, it is learning. So online learning, and there is lots of things that is different from teaching to learn. The entire the paradigm of online was always learner-centered. It was never teacher-centered. Now suddenly we are in a situation where we are talking a lot about online teaching rather than learning. So again, teacher is at the center rather than the learner who was supposed to be at the center. So our online teaching is going to desperately fail. And that's why Dr. Sudhir has made a very interesting remark also, that we are not promoting online teaching. It cannot be replaced by face-to-face and other kinds of things. Well and good. It's good to stand with that idea. But we know it that our online teaching is going to fail, and not because there is a problem with online or technology. The problem is with us. Like, we are not capable enough. We do not have a capacity building to deal with this content, which happens in a rather different way. So when we do ERT, obviously the way online learning was supposed to happen, it is going to fail there. The better option in between all this thing, if you don't want to fail in this, or we don't want to fail technology in this, I again repeat that, but if we don't want to fail technology in this, then we have to think of flipped learning, blended learning, and other kinds of things also, which becomes necessary there. So this ERT online is a very well planned online learning experiences. They are meaningfully different. And this, our response to the crisis or a disaster, is something very different from what we are doing. And that is why, see this first sentence, in contrast to experiences that are planned for the from the beginning and designed to be online. Emergency remote teaching is a temporary shift of instructional delivery to an alternate delivery mode due to some circumstances that we are facing here. Now see this, the learning experiences which are completely different in an online mode, from there to this, when we do, there is a tremendous thing. Second point says that we are going to return back to the traditional face-to-face mode as soon as the crisis or emergency has abated. So now in this context, we are not actually preparing ourselves for a robust educational ecosystem which can sustain into a blended or a flipped mode by taking good aspects of face-to-face mode as well as something that is really good with online mode kind of things also. If we do that, it is very good. People like Dr. Jagdish Joshi in their HRTC, they are doing it wonderfully. They are amalgamating in such a beautiful way. And you find that people are more satisfied when they undergo online training courses rather than the physical training courses. So that kind of recreating a robust educational ecosystem is something that is what we have to look for. We are trying to do this at our department, so I want to take that also as our case study, that what we do and what is the end result that we are able to achieve when we try to think of this robust educational ecosystem where technology is an integral part of working with the things there. Dr. Sudhir Nikam has rightly pointed out about e-content and its quadrants, so I'm not going to go into deep. I think many other speakers like Jagdish Joshi and Sachin Labade also will speak about e-content and the deliverables, but majorly there are 4 quadrants. It can be 5 also. You can mix up some of the things up and down also people can do with this, but there is basically a textual content, and there is obviously a video resources to support the textual content, and there are tests or any interactive items necessary to be done on technological platform, and then additional resources for fast learners, which becomes an integral part of e-content. But this e-content is a part of a larger gamut. It is a part of a larger gamut of a design where we can locate this e-content at the center of something. Now this something is model as well as the digital platform, and in between there is e-content. So when we think of a larger structure of like a robust ecosystem, the teachers are supposed to think about one first model. So in that model, obviously, we will have before live interaction, during live interaction, and after live interaction. What are we going to do when we are going to teach our learners? This live interaction can be face-to-face also, or it can be over digital platforms, whatever way we decide. When we will not face crisis, at that time also e-content is very valuable to us in our traditional classroom also. In this crisis, it is obviously going to play a very vital role. And in that time, we have to see that before I become live to my students, what am I going to do? When I am live, what am I going to do? And when after the live interaction has ended, what my students are going to do? This before what teacher is going to do, during what both teachers and students are going to do, and after what students are going to do. Now, if this model has any problem, these 3 important steps, if any of the step is skipped, the very idea of instructional design is going to fail in this also. Then e-content comes at the center when we work on that, and then deciding on the platforms, which becomes very nice. Some of the examples are given, like EdTED is a wonderful platform to think of. If anybody wants to have an example of how to deliver e-content, then EdTED is a good platform. Khan Academy is a wonderful platform which can be also adopted. Thinking that you all are aware about these platforms, I'm not going deep into this platform. In case you are listening these names first time, then also you can just Google it out. What is ed.ted? It is different from TED Talks, so don't mix up with TED Talks and ed.ted. This is rather an educational platform, and Khan Academy also, you can Google it out and you can get to that point also. So when we think of platforms, today obviously we have WebEx is one of the platforms, Microsoft Teams is another platform, we are on Zoom right now, that's one more platform, there is Google Meet. These are some of the very popular platforms which are integrated by the teachers in that. But this is live interaction. Now, before coming live, say for example, I have prepared this PPT. Now that was my before coming live, what I'm going to do this. I also prepared a kind of a link, which I shared with everybody in Google, in YouTube chat. Also, the link is given there where you can go and look at it. So some work teacher has already done before coming live. During live, we do some interaction, and then after live, some work which is required there. That is how we think of the deliverables. All the teachers, when they work on the platform of online, or they think of eContent for either face-to-face or flipped learning or blended learning, they should be well aware about instructional design, educational technology, and learning experiences. These are very important part that they have to go through. Instructional design is a systematic process that is employed to develop education and training programs in a consistent and reliable fashion. Then educational technology is the study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes and resources. Now, see the words which are very important. Facilitating learning is very, very important there. When you say facilitating learning, obviously do not say teaching something. So those ideas which were not supposed to be there, that are obviously missing out here. And then technological processes and resources. We are not supposed to master technology. We are not supposed to master Zoom or WebEx or Meet or Google Classroom or this platform. These are just technological things, but the process through which things are going to happen, our resources, and how do we manage then learning experiences. An emerging discipline, learning experience design, draws from other disciplines including experiential learning, cognitive psychology, interaction design, user experience design, instructional design, and design thinking. Now see, when UGC, MHRD decided that all teachers should at least do one online training program, like orientation program and refresher courses, it is becoming now mandatory for all the teachers that at least one program should be done by the teachers, should be conducted by, should be undergone by the teachers. Why? Because of learning experience. So that teachers, today's teachers, we all are, we have grown into an environment where there was no technology in our classrooms. There was only chalk and talk method. So our learning experiences are completely different from what we are doing in the classroom. So we have a teacher experience, we do not have a learner experience. And that's why this Alex, this is emerging discipline, which is very, very necessary. Those teachers who has never been online learners will obviously going to be fail in online teaching. Mark this word, I say it 100%. There is not a single % chance that one who is not an online learner can succeed in any way in online teaching. When teachers complain that online teaching is difficult, this happens, that happens, when students are before our eyes, we can look in their eyes, their facial expressions, they keep on motivating us, this, that, blah, blah kind of a thing. Well, I always say that you had never been an online learner. That's why these problems you are facing. Today, I am talking with all of you. I cannot see your eyes. I cannot have your facial expressions, nothing. But I have to master, like there is a very interesting word, Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. Now, teachers are supposed to be self-reliant, that they can still, with equal amount of self-motivation, self-inspiration, they keep on talking to a tiny hole of camera, even if there are no eyes, no faces there. Now, this is a part of learning experience. When I was learning over MOOCs, I also have seen that, well, this is very interesting. There are no teachers. And yet I have to work out, and the teachers, the machine will do the marking and other kinds of things also. This is very, very important for the people to design e-content or deliverables in their environment to understand. Then what we see is instructional designer, instructional technologist, and educational technologist. Now see, teachers' roles are changing dramatically. And now from only being the person who was delivering a content in the classroom from a book that was published by somebody. Now see, this also is a very interesting dynamic, that somebody is writing a book, somebody else is publishing a book, somebody else is selling the book, somebody is buying the book, and that somebody teacher is taking that book which is bought by a librarian or a library into a classroom, and from that book he is delivering content in the classroom. Now here what happens is that the teacher himself is the writer of the content, teacher himself is the creator of the content, teacher himself is delivering the content, preparing his own content, and teacher himself is taking the content in the classroom either in face-to-face mode or in online mode. Now, since somebody else was writing, somebody else was publishing, somebody was buying, and the teacher was taking a ready-made book in the classroom, now what teacher is doing? He is into the process of making everything and then taking that kind of things in the class. It's a wonderful opportunity to many teachers who had lots of complaint about textbooks, that this textbook is like this, that textbook is like this way you have to teach that. Now you are free to have your deliveries in the classroom in whatever way you want. If there is a text, you can make a wonderful video out of that particular story, and you can deliver in a very interesting way or whatever way you want. So such a kind of a time, such a kind of a freedom to teachers who are not into decision making, like board of studies who decide on syllabus and they have lots of complaint. That group of junior teachers, now they suddenly have a wonderful opportunity to grab this and take control of content as well as classroom delivery also. For that, one has to be instructional designer, instructional technologist, as well as educational technologist. That is a necessary part into this process there. What we try, our design is a very simple design. In our Department of English, with PG students of literature, by and large, what we do is we have a teacher blog, a learner blog, and a digital portfolio. In these three steps, we try to work out. Teacher blog is for pre-activities, while activities, or post-activities. Before the class is introduced, teacher blog is ready. And then while students are watching a film, there is a blog ready to tell that what to be watched, how to be seen, and post-activities also. The link that I have shared with everybody, I hope you are able to open. If you are not able to, then you can post a comment. I have kept a YouTube channel open here on my another screen where I am watching it also. So that if you tell that you cannot open, then I can say that I am again sharing the link. Because this teacher blog which I am talking here, all the links are given there. So you can try to open that and also see how that is prepared. And that link I have given on YouTube chat box, where you can get it to see if you want to see some of the things what I am talking about, teacher blog. Then learner blogs. Once the post activities of the teacher blog will obviously tell students that, well, you will have to participate actively into whatever is ongoing in the classroom, online or offline mode, in flipped learning, blended learning, or face-to-face mode. Then you have to reflect on it, and then you have to write on it. Students are supposed to write a lot on that also. And all those writings done by the learners, ultimately the final outcome, the ultimate outcome will materialize into digital portfolios of students. And that also that link also is given there. We'll see some of the things there. The flow chart, our flow chart will be something like this. Lakshmi Pramod is asking in YouTube that cannot find the link. I am sharing again the link in the YouTube. I think it must be visible to everybody. If it is not, then I ask the hosts on YouTube to paste the link. I have already pasted, but I don't know why the link is not visible to the participants. Again, I have pasted a link. It is there. So if are you able to see my my replies to the chat, which I can see on my thread here, but I don't know why you are not able to see that. But I can ask, I can request the hosts to share that link. That link also is in the chat also here. Just a minute. I think okay, chat. Are you able to get it? The host, if you are there and if you are listening, then you can.
Yes, sir.
Link on YouTube chat. I
Hello.
am pasting, but people say that they are
Hello.
not able to see the link. Yes. So from chat, you can chat of Zoom. You can pick up the link and share it on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Chat
Yes,
box.
sir.
And in the live chat, I have put other comments are disabled, so I cannot put in the other comments there. Yeah, other comments I think are disabled, but live chat is active. So I have put it on the live chat, so you can, somebody else also can put. So you can just
Yes,
let
sir.
me
Yes,
know.
sir. I put it, sir.
Is it put on YouTube live chat?
Yes, sir. Have you pasted it in the chat, sir?
Yeah, in this Zoom chat also I have pasted.
Sir, can you paste it again?
You can.
Sorry.
Just a minute. Just I'm not able to open this chat box here. Okay, again
Yeah.
I have pasted.
Yeah.
I have again pasted in Zoom chat also. And
Yes, sir. Received, sir. Received, sir.
okay, now you try to paste it in YouTube so people can see teacher blog, so they can understand what
Yes, sir.
the point that I'm trying to make here. Okay. Okay, so I will show also. No problem. In case you are not able to open link, I think it will not be active link. So you have to copy and paste it in another one. It won't be clickable link perhaps. In YouTube chat, the way it is in Zoom chat, it is a clickable link. In the YouTube, perhaps it may not be the clickable link also, or like somebody is suggesting to mail. So if you have a group mail, host can send it a group mail also to everybody to see whether you are able to share that link or not.
Yes,
So
sir.
the
Yes,
flow
sir.
chart, the flow chart will have teacher blog, which is followed by online test and thinking activities that is to be interacted by the learners. Then student will do a reflective activity, and their reflective activity blog will be there, and their online test result will also be there. And the ultimate outcome will be reflected in Google Classroom and in digital portfolio. Google Classroom outcome will be useful to teachers, and digital portfolio will be useful to students. So that way we try to look at this very idea here. So the design, the teacher resources will obviously be video resources, then flipped classroom, and then blended learning. So this will be amalgamated. And again, I make a point, whether you are working out on this on say face-to-face mode, that is traditional classroom, or it is online mode. Either way, this works. This will work in both the capacities there. So even in online mode, you require video resources. You have to think some strategies for flipping your classroom, and a strategy for blended learning, where instead of face-to-face, now you have Zoom class. As soon as you will go back to your traditional classrooms, if you carry out with this, you will find an interesting outcome from this also. Our basic learning management system is Google Classroom. It can be Moodle also. It can be Microsoft Teams also, which also is very powerful system. But we used in our classroom Google Classroom. It is very friendly. It is lightweight, so students can use on a mid-range smartphone also. Microsoft Teams may require perhaps the high end of things, or maybe more load is required. People can try it out, what works in their environment, Microsoft Teams, Moodle, Google Classroom, or any other thing that they can think of. We worked on Google Classroom, and very successfully we were able to find many solutions for our deliverables, which were required in our environment here. The Google Classroom manages learning processes and quantifies in terms of percentage. So it gives a very interesting way the percentage in mark. I will demonstrate that how it helps, or it gives that idea here also. So from F2F or online teaching is followed by unit and online test, and it is followed by thinking activity blogs. then there are oral presentations, then there are written assignments, then overall grade. And in that way, the cycle keeps on moving into this. And then we think of some kinds of deliverables, which we are trying to see there. So let us have a look at some of the links. I'm sharing some links here also. This was the page which I was sharing, this page. I was trying to share with everybody in case they are able to open the page and see the link or not. Still, many people on the YouTube say that they are not able to see the link. I don't know whether if I post hi on YouTube, are you able to see my hi or not? After Lakshmi Pramod, I have posted hi on this. So whether they are able to see that hi or not, that also will be there. So whether my chat messages are visible to the participants or not, that also becomes very clear in this. Okay, so there is the YouTube is going slightly late by 20-30 seconds there. Yeah, I have shared the link. People are asking to share the link there. Yeah, okay. Hi, I got the message. So I think you're able to see my hi, but I don't know why you are not able to see my link, which is going away, going on, and there are no messages that it is blocked. But still, maybe some problem that people are not able to see the things. Okay, okay, okay. You are able to see my hi. I'm reading the comments there. But you are not able to see the link there. Had this comment been activated, main comment on YouTube, then it might be possible. Okay, but I hope if the host has shared the link with everybody, they can see on their own also. Otherwise, I will share them here also while having the live session here. So this is the page which I am now going to share here. Okay, I'm sharing the complete screen and then we will see this. So the links, which these are teacher blogs. For example, when you click on any of the blogs, you will see several resources. For example, this one teacher blog is on deconstruction and Derrida there. On Zoom, let me ask, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let me just see whether on YouTube also it is visible or not. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
It takes 2 seconds, sir.
Yeah, it is. Okay, now it is visible. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so this blog. Now, we also prepared some of the video resources, and this way, this were some of the video resources which were prepared on this. And this was like, you see the screen where in this video the speakers talk about. So when we prepare a video resource, there is one slide in the beginning wherein we tell the listener that what is going to come in this slide. Now this is in a way, pedagogically speaking, a very simple strategy which any teacher training program might have told to people. In traditional mode also it is required. Whenever we introduce any topic concept, we start with some questions, so the learners are ready. So even in video resources, we start with questions, and then we have well, this was like an interview method. So there were question and answer and interview method. The questions were asked and learners and the another teacher was answering the questions and the answers. So this was, and we also used a space to impose some of the important part of the text. Nowadays, there are better ways of recording videos and preparing e-content with the mode of that also. And I hope in the latter part, people are going to speak about this, because now we have better softwares to work and prepare on the content. Here, the example is that this is how we prepare this video. Videos are used on teacher's blog. Teacher is writing textual content also. Textual content is supported by video resources with the help of several questions and what learners are supposed to do. At the end, you find activities and quiz in this blog. learners click on the quiz and they go to open the quiz, and some questions are given that they have to work on this also. Similar way, if there is a topic like existentialism, in this video resources are taken from YouTube. These video resources are not made by teachers. This also is an interesting, important example, because many teachers may say that, well, when are we going to prepare videos now? Well, no need to worry. There are many wonderful videos on YouTube. Just you go to YouTube, prepare a playlist, bring those videos on your blog or in Google Classroom, and you start working on that and prepare your blog, and that is ready. So videos are not very important part. What you do with videos is very important. What activities your learners are going to do with videos is more important than only watching videos. So what teachers are supposed to see is to design the learning outcomes, deliverables based on that, and then you have to see what are delivered by learners when you look on this also. So these are teacher blogs which plays a very vital role in working on this, and the basic platform is Google Classroom. I'm showing the Google Classroom here, wherein things work here. Many of you might be working on Google Classroom also, and you might be doing now. What we do here in Google Classroom is, if you are doing this, it is wonderful, very good. If not, you may get some idea also. As soon as you start a Google Classroom, and this is a very important thing that I am going to share right now. Again, I say, if you are doing this, it is very good. But if you are not doing this, you are missing out a wonderful feature of Google Classroom, which can play a very vital role in engaging your learners in altogether a different way. Once you have prepared a Google Classroom, what you have to do is to go to the settings. And there is a flower button given here. And when you click on the settings, scroll down till the bottom. And at the bottom, you find marking or grading. Now, this is a very important part, which can make your learning very engaging, and your deliverables becomes quantifiable, measurable, and tangible also. Again, we are just working on Google Classroom. If you're on Moodle, that this may happen on Moodle also. It will happen on Teams also. But if you are in Google Classroom, it is in your hand that to do this thing. So when you are here in marking, what you have to do is to click here. Weighted, by default, it will be no overall mark. By default, it will be no overall mark. You have to click on that, and you have to open weightage by category. Select weighted by category, and then here these things are already given. Right now you are seeing thinking activity 25%, quiz 25%, presentation 25%, assignment 25%. This won't be visible. So like, for example, see, there is add mark category. When I click add, the category opens, and then I have to give percentage to that already given. So I'm not disturbing this thing. I'm deleting this right now. Now, what we do, like our plan is to see that throughout the semester, our learners are supposed to do thinking activity and write their blog. They are going to take online tests. They are going to make oral presentations, and they are going to submit written assignments. 4 things are very important. Like we can say, these are the strong pillars of what learners are supposed to do. So right in advance, before the semester begins, in our classroom, we mark it out that we are going to evaluate you on this 4 parameters. And it will be continuous evaluation. You are going to do every week some activities regarding thinking activities. Every unit end will have a test. Each and every unit will be followed by online tests. So you'll have to do that. At the end of the semester, you will have to give oral presentations and written assignment, and everything will be evaluated in Google Classroom. And we will prepare rubric also for this. And this way you will. But well in advance, it is planned, and a weightage of 25% each is given to. Now, if you think that people are going to do mass copy in online tests, and you want to decrease the weightage, then you can think of this, and you can like say, I want only 14% to quiz, and I want more to the presentation. Then you can increase here more percentage also. So likewise, the overall evaluation will happen there. So it is in the hands of teachers that where they want to give more weightage, to which category according to their learners, what activities they do, you can decide and you can think of. But this is very important a part that you have to think of. This once this is done, these things are done, then Google Classroom will work in a very significant way. And see on the screen, you will see the screen that there is a list of students, percentage, and various marking and various activities that is given there. So several activities that we have given to a learner, you can see the list. Now this is all automatically done by Google Classroom. You don't have to work on this particular page. It is auto-generated page by Google Classroom, and around 35 to 40 various activities in thinking activities, in quiz, in oral presentations, and everywhere is given to the learners, and they keep on working throughout the semester. At the end of the semester, when you look at this, you find that how all learners have performed. Have they done late something? Is something missing out or not? So this is a quantifiable deliverable, deliverables that teacher gets, and they can see each and every learner. Where do they stand? What is class average? Who are beyond class average? Who are below class average? Everything is visible in this page. Now this will happen only if you have done that settings, and that settings where you are giving marks by weightage, and you decide on which parameters you want to evaluate. So pre-planning by teachers to work on digital platform is necessary to see the end result in this particular way. The second outcome that we were trying to see is digital portfolios of the learners. When you see this, we have given on this page students digital portfolios on that particular page, the link which you will get it, and this where you will find the link, and then you will be able to see what digital portfolios we are talking about. When I click on this, I come down to this particular page, and on this page, that is Project Blended Learning 2012, you will be here. You will find the list of batch 2018, 20, 17, 19. Click on any of the batches and you will come down to this particular site where you will find digital portfolios of all the students. When you will scroll down this page, you will see the list of the students. You can click on any of the students name, and then you can open their portfolio. For example, this way you will find the portfolios of the learners, how literature shaped me, journey of literature. More you will find the presentations, assignments. So whatever work students have done in their work, that all is in digital form, and everything is amalgamated at the end of all the semesters, and that gets turned into a website of student. And that website, students website, is students digital portfolio, and each and every form of work. They have made some interesting video presentations. The video presentations are also recorded, and this recorded video presentations are also made available, where the students will upload on their YouTube channel. From there, they will put it in their website, and that becomes there. So it is a kind of a, we can say, memory book, if you want to call it, or you call it e-portfolio, electronic version of whatever work learners have produced throughout the semesters, that all their assignments, they present anything that they have done. As we have said, that teachers blog is followed by learners blogs and learners digital activities, and everything at the end of the day converts into a digital portfolio in this particular fashion here. So coming back again to the slide which I was showing to conclude this part, is that at the end, the deliverables that we get is teachers get a grade sheet, a personal record of each and every learner. Now, very difficult for teachers to see how many learners are actually doing the work, how many are not doing. If you want to concentrate on each and every learner, you require deliverables. That whatever way you have prepared your blogs, your blog is your e-content, your videos are your e-content. Are learners working with your e-content or not? Now, here Google Classroom helps us to see, and you get a personal record of each and every learner. And what students get is something amazing. At the end of the entire work, students get a beautiful digital portfolio of their entire, and this is a lifetime memory, that whatever work they have done in their master's study, each and everything, nothing is lost. and their academic work in digital form is with them on their own website that is there. So in either way, we find that the deliverables based on the e-content are so valuable for teachers as well as for the students. And in an amazing way, we get into this also. So this is the design about which I wanted to share. This is my personal experience. We are working on this for many years now, and very successfully we are getting wonderful result out of working on this design of working with the master students. These are all students of literature students. They are art students. They are not very good in digital skills, and yet they are able to do all these kinds of things. In today's condition, most of the students who are now teachers, either in school or colleges, in today's condition, they feel that they are future ready. Many of them have posted a message telling that our learning in department in this form, our digital portfolios, our dealing with e-content is helping today us in such a way that we are now master trainers for our staff members. And for us, it is like a play. And we are enjoying the space, this COVID-19 that is provided. It is a wonderful opportunity for us to showcase our talent in this particular way. So that was what I wanted to share with all. And I see the things in such a way that how our e-content can be designed, that we have a tangible deliverables, which are very useful to teachers as well as to our students also. Thank you to the organizers of Lanja College and University of Mumbai Board of Studies, the chairman and everybody to give me this opportunity to share some of my views with everybody. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Thank you.